Hi, Amanda. Thank you so much for responding to my video. I really appreciated everything you have to say and the enthusiasm. But what I really loved was your article. The article, Why Church Attendance is Difficult for Children with Common Mental Health Conditions and Their Families by Grechovic, 2021. That to me was really interesting because I feel like it's a very idealistic article. So the article talks from the beginning about the spectrum of problems that people with neurological differences have. Two, it talked about how to implement a ministry program with everything you said, bringing medication, having a team specifically for people with neurological differences, even setting up a ministry site. But my question is, obviously we want to be inclusive, but what is the separation between us and them? If we, as young adults, have a whole young adult ministry, um, and then we have another young adult ministry with people with neurological differences. Now, I've had some friends with schizophrenia, and I guess it's very interesting to me because they are like regular people, you know. They just sometimes, if they're off their medication, hear voices. They have a whole range of issues if they're not taking care of themselves. But for what would qualify someone to be in the normal young adults ministry versus the young adults ministry specific for mental illness, um, or mental disorders? For me, I think when you separate them, it becomes an us versus them, and it gives off a bad project mentality. Obviously, we want to have some implementations for people who are struggling. Maybe if they self-identify, we can obviously help them, but I'm not sure it should be separated. And it's interesting because I was reading about the things that people face where like the strobe lights will give problems, or um, just being around too many people can be overwhelming. I think it's important to be aware, maybe just having a survey for people who self-identify with a mental disability, but I'm not sure creating a whole separate group with its own ministry is really including people into Christianity. It sounds more project-based, and I do have some questions about the Hope coaches um, that I read in the article that you sent me. What would their trainings look like? What would their qualifications be? Who would be believed first with a problem? The person with the mental disability or the trained coach? Things that I think are very important to wonder about when thinking about branching off and separating people based off of their neurological differences. What I think would work is having surveys for people who self-identify, and then having specific point people like the pastor or the young adults minister that are specifically aware of what's going on in the medical conditions versus having a whole team to tag team. That's just my opinion though. Thank you again for applying. Have a lovely day. Mahalo.